Good morning. Hope you're all well. We're here with some lifting today. So this is the full gym session from Friday. So people often ask kind of what does the gym program and gym training look like. So we do a full body on a Monday. So that'll be 2 upper body exercises, 2 lower body. We go power on a Wednesday, and then we'll go upper body on a Friday. So upper body we have a horizontal push, horizontal pull, vertical push, vertical pull. Very simple. Each of those kind of paired with a core exercise. So working through here, we're starting with bench. Always starting with that empty bar and then kind of increasing weights. We've gone 60 kilos, 80 kilos, 100 kilos. We've got Donatas here doing a working set. He's benching 60 kilos for 10, which is pretty good going. I'm on sets of 8 this week, which is me, and I hate this. Too many for me. It's 8 is kind of the rep range where you start getting a bit sore. It's now the first 3 or 4 reps always feel like nothing, and then suddenly it's really heavy. But I'm going in here. This is going to be a PB attempt, going for 110 kilos for 8 reps. Yeah.
Cool.
Go.
Come on. Nice. Look good.
Yeah, not too bad.
PB.
Easy.
Yeah.
What's your best for 8?
115. But that was a one set max.
One set.
It was max reps at 115.
Yeah, and you got 8.
But I didn't repeat that.
I could do that.
I think so. Looking at that, I agree. If we were to do another week of 8s and push the RPE, should we get 115? From looking at that, we haven't done it though, so it's still. So we'll do 2 weeks of it.
Fuck it, Don. Stick 120 on next set. I'll do one more set. Yeah, so just having a chat there. So kind of how the program is structured for me is I've got 2 weeks of 8s, 2 weeks of 6s, deload week, and then sets of 5. So 4 weeks, I think, of 5s, then into 3s. So kind of as we drop the number of reps, I'm going to increase the weight each time. And kind of we work off an RPE scale. So this week's meant to be about a 7 out of 10 effort. So it's kind of, it's hard-ish, but kind of we're nowhere near. There's no danger of ever failing a rep. And one of the things I want to talk about just as we're watching this, kind of on the technique of the bench press. So you'll see obviously my bum's coming off the bench, which is not allowed in like powerlifting, because that's just one of the rules in there. Same as like we're not allowed on a fly turn, for example, to touch with one hand. That's just like the rule. But for our purposes, what I'm trying to do is use the bench press as a tool to make my pecs stronger, and so I can overload my pecs by adding more weight, and I can shift more weight by using my legs to drive, and as a result of that, my bum is coming off. Now, there probably is a way, or there definitely is a way of using that leg drive without the bum coming off, but I don't need to spend the time to learn that technique, because that might then take away from kind of my progression right now. As we finish up this 3rd set, pretty good really. 3 sets of 8 with 110 is a PB. I think my heaviest, well actually PB'd last week with 105. My best before that was only 100. So kind of I feel like my strength's in a good place. So the next exercise then is going to be the standing landmine press. So we've got this kind of the pivot bit is called a landmine. So the landmine attachment. This is just a standing press. On the last block, I did a barbell overhead press. Yeah, so as I was interrupted by a Lewis tirade, which is actually incredibly rare. Never really see him getting angry. But so what was I saying? Yeah, so no, I've been overhead pressing, just a standard standing barbell overhead press. So this is just another pressing variation. It's quite good. I've done it in the past, but never really off a proper landmine attachment. I've normally just kind of propped it in the corner of a rack, and never kind of this landmine. You'll see it in a second, is slightly elevated, so it actually makes it probably a bit harder. You've got probably more of that barbell weight to press. One of the other things, kind of technique wise, you can't really see from this angle, but I'm actually holding it on top of the barbell. So if this was the barbell, I'm holding it on top. A lot of people will hold it there. Don't really matter. It's all like a preference. It's kind of whatever's comfortable. And this one's a really good one for, you get a lot of core stability as well, because obviously when you're coming down, the barbell wants to make your body twist, and you've got to resist that to be able to end up getting your obliques, like the side of your abs, end up getting a good workout. So I'll be pairing this landmine press with a core exercise, and that's going to be the GHR hold that you saw me do the first set of already. And then you can see Donatas about to go there in the background. And this is a really hard exercise, the GHR hold, because you've got so much of your body weight you're having to support there. And even though it's only 25 seconds, it feels like a lot longer than that. So we give each other like updates every 5 seconds, and those 5 seconds drag a lot. So they're just trying to hold the position. And again, I don't think you're able to see it kind of from the camera angle, but it's starting to tremor there. Yeah, starting to tremor a little bit, shaking. The GHR doesn't feel that stable either. Maybe we could do with putting some plates on it, but it feels a bit rickety. Yeah, so 25 seconds of that, and then 8 each side on the landmine. So the same reps as the bench press was. And kind of another thing so this obviously is in the morning, not obviously, but it is in the morning. So as you might have seen when I've posted lifting kind of clips before, I split my gym into 2 sessions. So I'll do half in the morning, half in the afternoon. And the reason being is that this session on its own took maybe 50 minutes. When we get to heavier weeks, that could easily take like an hour and a quarter, without that time building up to the heavy weight, rest time in between sets. So if I was to do all 4 exercises in one go, that's probably like an hour and a half, 2 hour session, and it's too much, and the quality of the lifting ends up not being there. So what I do instead, 2 lifts in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. I would normally on the upper body go a push and a pull, but this time I've got 2 pushes. So I've got the bench press push, and then the landmine, which is a push, and then in the afternoon you'll see I've got pull-ups, which is a pull, and a Pendlay row, which is a row, so a pull as well. It tends to be better to pair them because they kind of like their opposite muscle groups. Obviously, you're pressing with the front, you pull with the back. But it doesn't really matter. You're just coming to the end of the last of these holds. Again, the tremors in. But it also means then, because I'm only doing 2 big lifts, it means I can do 2 core exercises as well. So these are strength-based core exercises. Some people will do like, when you do like the circuits, you do like planks or crunches and stuff, which is okay, but it's not what I need. I need my core to be strong. Okay, I need to be able to hold the positions for that 100 meters, that 50 odd seconds. Whereas kind of the circuit stuff is a bit more kind of general conditioning that maybe has a place, but not for what I'm doing, what I need it for. And then this ends up being then, obviously, like I said earlier, because this has the core stability component as well, with the trying to resist that rotation, that ends up being like three core exercises in this morning. So yeah, very hard, but it's needed. So this session actually followed a race pace session. So we've started introducing race pace now. So what we kind of found a little bit in the last season, or in that lead up into Christmas, is that we didn't really spend any time swimming at race pace. We did a lot of max swimming, and then a lot of kind of hard swimming, so like our VO2 work. But there wasn't really a lot of, here's what front end feels like, here's kind of under pressure, here's a max back end style swim. So it's max effort, but it's still with the skill and kind of that fatigue of the race. So what we've started doing now is our Wednesday morning is more of a race prep. So that's like kind of spotting turns, spotting finishes, hitting kick counts and that kind of thing. And the Friday morning is going to be more of the race pace. So that's the getting the time. So I've got my target times there for 15, 25, 50 off both walls, essentially, kind of based off what other elite 100 fly swimmers are swimming when they've gone 51 low. I want to go 51 low at least. And so what do I need to do? Where am I falling short? So yeah, good. So that we did 4 front end efforts, 3 kind of 10 in, 15 out, and then 3 back end 50s. So the front ends are all 25, back ends from a turn, obviously then that full 50. We were able to do that long course, which is pretty good. So I was actually swimming really well for like the first time we've done it, kind of with those, and me having obviously worked out those target times. It was it was quite a nice starting point, I think, and then. I think if then over the next 3 months, if we're dialing that in more and more and more, then I think come trials, I should be able to nail that kind of no problem. I will naturally just know how that pace feels. And we go into the last set of the morning then. So obviously the sets I've been playing while I've been talking. So this is the landmine rotation. Okay, so still on that landmine attachment I did the pressing from. This time we've got a weight on it, and we're letting as you can see, you can roll in to one side, roll around to the other. Okay, kind of all the way around, getting the weight all the way around to the hip, and then straightening back up tall. Yeah, and this is 8 each side, which again starts adding up quite a lot. It's feels like endless reps all the time. This, but it's again, it's good. It's that. We're training kind of that anti-rotation, so the weight wants you to just collapse, so you have to control that and then exert the force to straighten back up to standing. But yes, that was the morning done. Big intense morning. And we come back then, so that was in the, I should have said as well, that was in the the National Centre gym now. It always used to be the Para Centre, but now able bodied there as well. So that's downstairs, so kind of normal people. Yeah, normal people aren't allowed down there. It's just for kind of British swimming and us to take over. So this is our gym on poolside, the Comas gym. And here we are with a set of pull-ups. So again, 3 sets of 8 pull-ups. This is with 7.5 kilos. Last week I did 5. On our Monday, on our full body, I do pull-ups with this grip, the hammer grip. This is obviously just normal pull-ups with the overhand grip, the pronated grip. So on the hammer grip, I've done 7.5, 10, 10. So I think people tend to be stronger in this position than this position for whatever reason. So my aim really was to try and match that. So first set of 8 with 7.5 felt pretty good. And I pair all these with dragonflags. So kind of let yourself come up tall and come down. And again, for 8 reps, these are probably not the prettiest reps, or definitely not the prettiest reps, but there's kind of the best I can sustain for 8 reps, as I have a little adjustment to get back into it. So it's a little bit hard. I was doing this on the Smith machine attachment, which is like a bar, but it's a little bit higher raised. On the other platform, there's a bar that's a little bit lower that I would rather be on, but obviously my teammates are using it. So like I say, this is the session coming in the evening. Okay, and so this was then after a speed session. So we're done. In fact, I'll tell you after this set of pull-ups. So this is now 10 kilos. and this would definitely be a PB. I'm pretty sure I had done 5 in the past, obviously aside from last week. I'm not sure if I'd done 7.5, maybe. So this was a definite PB, yeah, which is kind of ideal. If you can be PB and lifting more weight every week, you know you're getting stronger. Pretty good there, to be fair. Yeah, so this was following a speed session. So our speed session was kind of similar to one that I uploaded last week. If you're interested in that, go and have a look. But we had 5 speed reps, all different, all with different kind of resistance, all with different ways of starting the rep, all different ways of executing the rep. So we had some were a dead start, some were a push, some were a turn, mid-pull turn, that kind of thing. And so the first week we had 15 reps total, so just 3 rounds of that. This week we had 18, so 3 rounds plus the middle 3 reps, an extra round through, which is kind of like the most moderate resistance of the reps. So the thing with the rep with no resistance was only 3 times. The rep with loads of resistance that we had, I'm sure for that one we had socks and a parachute. So they were only 3 times. And the middle 3, which was a parachute, there was I can't remember off the top of my head now. Socks was definitely one of them. Parachute would have been one. And it might have been just a dead start, something. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I've got it written down in my logbook. It's just down there, but never mind. But yeah, so again, very intense session. And finishing that last set of pull-ups, presumably going into the last set of dragonflags now. But that's kind of one of the debates as well, is gym before or after training, after your pull training, I should say, because it's all training. So should you do gym before you swim or after you swim? And I think really it depends on what you're trying to get out of it and kind of what you like time-wise. Sometimes if your schedule doesn't allow you to get in before the session, then obviously you can't lift before the session. If you've got the option, like me, I can pretty much go when I'd like to. I like lifting after the session because I want the pull session to be the focus. So I want to be a swimmer first. So I find sometimes if I've gone really hard strength, it's then difficult to swim. Like your catch might be a bit funny. Everything feels a bit ropey. Some people might think the other way, but I think I would like to get the swim as good as it can be and then lift. I also find I'm a lot warmer after swimming. Like, feel like the blood's travelled everywhere, all the muscles are fuller, rather than when we're going. Maybe you're a bit cold. You do your mobility work, but it's not quite enough. Having said that, on a Wednesday we do lift beforehand, and I always lift fine anyway. So I don't think it makes much difference. But I would say if you're able to swim first, or whatever you're trying to prioritise first. So you might be prioritising the strength or the power on land, and so it would make sense then to do it first, in my opinion. So I've gone upstairs to the public gym. There's three gyms in a day to do the Pendlay row. So the Pendlay row is like a dead stop row. So you see here as we set up, the legs are fairly straight, the back's nice and flat. I'm just rowing up. You can't really see, but it's all the way up to kind of stomach, sternum, not quite sternum, as high up as sternum, but all the way up to kind of abdomen level. 80 kilos on this for 8 reps. And this is starting to feel like a long day now. So I think that was the second set, wasn't it? So we've got one more set. Now I do really like the strength work. I think there's a very clear correlation in my racing that the stronger I am, the faster I am. Obviously, I'm probably was the strongest I've ever been, and am going into that 100 fly in December, and then I PB 49. So I like that strength being there. And if you cast your mind back to when I spoke about the intensity continuum, max force was at the top of that. So to be able to maximize power, speed endurance, anaerobic power, anaerobic capacity, we need that max force to be as high as possible, because otherwise it limits. You can only be as fast as you are powerful. You can only be as powerful as you are strong. So finishing off then, we've got these streamline cable holds. So again, it's a bit hard to film to get an angle of these, but there's a cable on my hands in a streamline pulling backwards, and the job is basically to resist it. A slight lean forwards is okay, as long as we're not kind of bowing in the back. We want to keep everything kind of compressed and everything locked in. Again, this is kind of that I think this would be an anti-extension exercise, because the body wants to extend. But I'll leave you to watch the last 25 seconds of the exercise in real time. Thank you for watching this. Any race analysis, please go to my website, jingerumswimming.com. And I'll see you next week. Cheers.